Ocean Needs Everyone is celebrating 5 years of saving the oceans. My name's Enzo, and through Ocean Needs Everyone, I help save the ocean by doing beach cleanups, seal and mangrove plantings, making art about recycled plastic, and making films regarding the ocean's health. How can you help save the oceans at home? Well, even if you don't live near an ocean, trash can end up in there eventually, so cut down on your use of single-use plastics. If you see trash on the roads or beaches, make sure to pick it up. Use less gas-powered vehicles, fish responsibly, and help support local organizations. I started my organization when I was 12 years old because I wanted to make a difference. So remember, you're never too young to follow your dreams and make a change. Let's all save our oceans together, one piece of trash at a time.
Want to train like a pro? DGS Ninja has you covered with obstacles designed by top athletes. Kevin Carbone, Matt Bradley, Tom Alberti, and Brett Sims. Whether you're dialing in your technique at the gym or training at home, DGS Ninja equipment is built for performance, durability, and safety. Train with confidence. Train with DGS Ninja. Find obstacles, rigs, mats, and more on dgsninja.com.
Has this ever happened to you? Where's my chalk bag? Ooh, I have a solution for that. Slab chalks! You take the chalk ball, put it in the mesh pocket, zip it up, slap, and get your chalk. Slab trucks are made right here in Springdale, Arkansas at Interform, the small batch manufacturing company. We're helping our community and providing local jobs to minorities and women of diverse backgrounds. I'm Joseph Rao, Ninja Warrior, rock climber, and the CEO of Slap Chalks.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the World Ninja League Premier Series 3 qualifiers over at the ARK Ninja in Longmont, Colorado. My name is Jamie Dayhuff, and joining me today is Samuel Burns. Now today, this is going to be our second event of the day. We just wrapped up the teens division, I believe, and now it is time for our amateur competitors to attempt the course. So, just like our teen competitors, it's going to be a little bit of a smaller division than what we are used to here at the Premier Series. Only 5 competitors are going to be here making up both the amateur male and amateur female division. So it's going to be a little bit of a quick one here today. As you can see on the screen, our competitors who will be attempting the course today, but still, with the tiny amount of competitors, that does not mean it's going to be any less entertaining.
Not at all. So we also had a small group for the teen male and female earlier. They still showed up and had a really spectacular performance. I was very much entertained by those young athletes and how much skill they have. But now we've got a wide variety here. We got some younger competitors. We've got good old Rob Richardson, 64 years old, who's going to be competing today. I love to see that. I like knowing that ninja competitions have no age boundaries. So shout out to Rob for stepping up to the plate today. But yeah, with that, we've got the Modus Premier Series finals that are coming up in November, and the goal is to get that invite to those finals. And with the amount of competitors that we have here today, it's not really going to be a matter of finishing in the top 4. It's going to be a matter of how deep you can get into that challenge course, because we do have 2 different courses that our competitors are going to be running today.
Yeah, and that's one of the coolest things that the Premier Series has to offer. But even getting to this point is something to be looked at, because a lot of competitors here are going to be the best of the best. Like, for a few weeks by this point, I've considered this, like, if you've seen, like, Survivor, and you see all the best of the best come back for an all-star season, this is essentially what this is. It's like an all-star season, because to get even into the Premier Series, you've got to get into the top 25% for the World Championship, which was held a few months ago back in the Greensboro Coliseum in North Carolina, or just have your overall season standings. Alongside that, some of our competitors have just outright received an invitation, but that's really going to be the minority of our competitors. A lot of them are going to be the top 25% from the World Championship for the season standings. Now, today they are going to be, just like Sam said, they're going to be running 2 courses. The placement course will be the first one. So a lot of competitors only going to have 1 attempt, fail, runs over, cannot get any more points. And then after that, all the competitors are going to be running the challenge course, where you actually are going to be given some retries to attempt an obstacle. So there's going to be a lot of varieties here as our competitors are getting ready to attempt at both these courses. It's going to be a very, very exciting, day that we're going to have so far. This is only the second event out of that. We have a little bit later on, actually. And the goal of the placement course is to actually determine the run order for the challenge course. This is going to be more important for our divisions that have like 20 competitors in it, but with 4 in the amateur male and only 1 in the amateur female, it doesn't really matter all too much. But the challenge course is where it does matter, because only the best of the best competitors will be advancing to the Premier Series finals. held at the end of November at Modus Ninjas in Lee's Summit, Missouri. We actually had a qualifier there I think around a month ago, and it was definitely a very, very interesting event. Alongside that, they just had a complete refurbishing of their gym. It's a brand new gym, been open for just a few months, so a lot of competitors have no idea what to expect heading into the finals in November 22nd and 23rd. It's going to be incredibly exciting.
Absolutely, and now we're about to get ready to see a demo run of the placement course. So this is what all 5 of our athletes are going to be taking on first to determine that run order for the challenge course. Kate Hansen's been having a lot of fun out here doing these demonstrations. And so many tough obstacles, a lot of upper body strength being tested, a lot of balance, agility, dexterity being tested. I really like the balance of just the overall even spread of difficulty for these obstacles here at ARK Ninja.
Now, something that I want to draw attention to is something that's completely different than what you see in a lot of ninja competitions. It's how he named the obstacles. That's something that just shows how fun a lot of these courses could be. Every single obstacle has a twist to it with the name. So I really enjoy it. Every single obstacle has something cool. And you can see on the screen right now, you can actually see the obstacles that we were describing. So our demonstrator is currently showing what this course has to offer. They have 9 obstacles to attempt to get themselves to the buzzer. Again, only 1 attempt. So got to make sure that it counts here. But this is still not really going to be the main focus for our competitors to do. It really comes down to the challenge course. This is kind of like a warm-up course.
Absolutely. Now, it's looking like a lot of the same obstacles, pretty much the same course design as what I saw earlier with the teen division. My favorite obstacle is that zippity doo-dah. That's the one. You got to kind of grab onto this ring on a zip line and go in an upward direction up against the wall and then kind of kick off the wall to dismount out. Just a very technical obstacle right there. But there's, like I said, there's a great spread of difficulty across all 9 of the obstacles that our 5 ninjas are going to have to take on here for the placement course. We'll be starting off with 1 female and then moving on to our 4 males. So Ray Richardson up first.
I'm excited to see what she's going to do. Being the only amateur female here, this is, I think, one of the first occasions that we've seen where there was only 1 competitor in the division. So this run really does not matter whatsoever because she will be running both first and last for her division when it comes time for the challenge course. Kind of eliminating the need for the placement course, but still, it's a great way to, alleviate some of those nerves. Some competitors are sometimes nervous when it comes to having 1 course. So having 1 done, showing that okay, I've gotten the feel of what to attempt here, that could definitely help get rid of some of that stress. And so far, Ray's doing really, really good. Time limit not really been a concern when it comes to the placement courses. So just got to focus on getting through 1 obstacle at a time as she's on to the 3rd obstacle right here out of 9.
That's right. So Link, or Get Left Behind, she's been taking a lot of extra swings on these laches, but she does get through it. Now, this one is so tough. You got to hang on to this wing nut right here and get a big leap over to that first fidget spinner and then go back to another wing nut. She's getting a big swing right now, and she reaches for
Got it.
Oh, I think her... Oh, wow. I thought her foot might have touched, but she's still going. Look at her. That was a big grab right there. Now she's got to go to this next wing nut. Look at that swing. Oh.
Just didn't have enough in the tank to get to that last wing nut. And, having a lot of swing-based obstacles on these placement courses eats up a whole lot of time. But Ray Richardson still had a very good first effort for the amateur division. The amateur division is also one of the most interesting divisions because when it comes to Premier Series, there is no young adult, there is no adult, and there is no Masters division. They have all been combined into the amateur. So you see a lot of divisions being the same, like teen still has its own, elite still has its own, but this is a amalgamation of everything, and that's why we are seeing so many differences in age. Like Sebastian Stokes, 15 years old, but Rob Richardson, who will be running in 2 runs, 64. That is a very large age difference, and that's one of those things that makes Premier Series one of the most entertaining things to see because of the variety of competitors that you see in every division.
Absolutely, and I want to see, wow, look at this, Sebastian flying through
so fluid.
Those bars right there. And he goes right for that fidget, right for the next wing nut. Sebastian just destroying the 4th obstacle right there. That was insanely impressive. He is moving through this course very quickly.
Yeah, we've already seen one competitor essentially run out of time. So Sebastian knows that he has to turn in the jets that way he does not have a similar path to what we just saw. But look at this. That was so smooth. And then up the wall. Not one of the hardest walls in the world. Kind of a roadblock there. But able to hit the buzzer nevertheless. That was smooth.
It was very smooth. Way to go, Sebastian Stokes. He looked very clean throughout that entire run. Very in control. Never looked like he had to rethink any obstacle. That was as good as you can do that course. Now we're just going to see if any of our next 3 amateurs can go even faster.
Yeah, that is the question. A lot of the time, these placement courses are a race to the finish. So these final 3 got to do what they can to try and get as far as good of a placement for the challenge course as possible. Kieran Yuan will be our next competitor to run the course. Similar age range to our previous competitor, Sebastian, just 1 year older, but going very, very confidently through. So
look at those movements. How is he doing that?
These competitors, like, it's almost as if they're kind of walking on air here, and he's going one-handed here, very confident when it comes to grip strength, though bringing one of his hands around to the wing nut to restabilize some of that grip strength, and now continuing to just push through this course incredibly quickly.
That was unbelievable. It's like zero swing, just reaching across and keeping the momentum going. Kieran just blowing this course away right now. Look at that. He's onto the warp 12. Oh, they're gonna say he didn't get the dismount on the zippity doodah. Still, the speed. So I gotta look at this again. How's he doing that? His lower body is straight up and down. How is that possible?
He's just throwing his arms into each of those succeeding bars and just continuing to grab on. It is so incredibly impressive what these competitors are able to do. Now, up next is someone who I'm very excited to see. This is going to be Rob Richardson. This is going to be the oldest competitor in this division, and actually the only one that's over the age of 20.
Yeah, no kidding. He's tripling that. 64 years old, Rob Richardson. But age is just a number. Never too young, never too old to be having some fun with ninja courses. So I'm hoping that Rob can put on a good showing here.
Yeah,
I'm 64, I want to be doing this.
I think I'd want to be doing this too. This is just one of those things that keeps your body moving as you continue to age. Make sure that you stay healthy. And, as you get older and your mobility decreases, it's so good to see what these competitors are able to do. Rob Richardson is already out.
He comes up short of that dismount there. The first obstacle, you got to get up onto that pad, and he doesn't make it.
I think he got one of his knees on there, but then just did not get enough of it onto the platform and then just fell off, unfortunately.
Hey, well, I saw one of the teens earlier went out on the gumdrop ascent and then managed to get second place on the challenge course. So anything is possible. Rob Richardson's still going to have a chance for redemption on the challenge course. But we are on to our last amateur male.
This is going to be Ethan Alavrides. Now, Ethan has been competing in a lot of competitions. 36 Tier 1 competitions just for Season 10. That does not include other competitions like the head-to-head, I believe. So he has a lot of experience. And speaking of head-to-head, he, I believe, made it to the head-to-head championship. So no stranger to going fast when the time is right, but a little bit caught up as he's trying to get to that mini trap. Able to get it there. But now it's time to see what's going to happen here on these laches. Going a little bit more cautiously as he's going through. Definitely not going as fast as some of our previous 2 competitors, but, having that cautious approach, that way you don't make a silly mistake, is just as important.
I like that technique on the first wing nut, getting hands on both sides and then switching over to the closer side there. Now he's taking a few extra swings to get that dismount, but Ethan is through it.
Yeah,
definitely going at a slower pace.
Yeah, a little bit of a slower pace, but still able to keep moving. About halfway through the course, though, so might want to start thinking about the time as he's nearing the end of it. So only one finisher so far. Ethan wants to be able to get the second. Will be running second as of right now in the event he's not able to get it clear. So 10 seconds are left.
He needs to get through this.
What's he going to do?
Oh, Ethan taking a lot of extra swings on these obstacles. Can he get through this before the time runs out? Looks like no. So Ethan's going to run second, yeah.
And just like that, that's actually going to be the end of the amateur division. All 5 competitors have already ran, 1 cleared. Zippity Doodah took out 2 competitors. And, just as entertaining as the obstacle is also the name. So I'm excited to see what these competitors are going to be able to do when it comes time for the challenge course. But, if we ended off right here, I think it would just be the three. It would only be Ethan and Kieran and Sebastian advancing. That's correct, I believe.
Yeah, I suppose so, but we'll see. There's some very tough obstacles they're going to have to get through on the challenge course to earn that advancement to the finals. And I just want to see how far these competitors can push it, because there's some very tough ones that even if you're going to finish in the top 4, you're going to get that ability to move on to the Modus finals. Even then, you still want to see it's a challenge for yourself. You want to see how far you can push it, and I know that's what all these people are hoping to do in the challenge course, which is going to be coming up soon.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. I always say never judge a ninja just by one run. So there is a lot that these competitors are going to be able to do on the challenge course, which this season has been proven to be very, very brutal, very, very demanding, very, very taxing throughout the entire season. So all of these competitors are going to be ones to look out for when it comes time for them to run.
Now I think we're going to take a look at what's still left to come today. I know we still have a little bit more action here at ARK Ninja.
Yeah, we have the amateur division, which is currently happening right now, and then in about 30 minutes, might be a little bit later after that, given the fact that some obstacles might need to be swapped out, we'll have the elite competitors. But, amateur's only halfway done, so it could truly be, anyone's game here, as this is still a very, very active day here at ARK.
There's more to come as well throughout the month of September. We got a long road ahead of us before we get to those finals.
Yeah, this is just the second event of this entire month. Next week, we are heading to France for our second competition out of the United States, and then that's going to be followed up another week later with Edmonton, Canada. So we are truly going all around the world for the World Ninja League Premier Series, and we still got another month left of qualifiers after this. October has a lot of great competitions. October, we will see the return of 2 competitions that will be hosted in the United States. Actually, 3 I am unable to count at the moment, but they will be the next 3, and then we will have one more qualifier at the very start of November, which will be our sole one that is located in the UK. Fellow commentator Billy Dixon might be competing in that, so if I had to choose a qualifier to tune into, I would most definitely choose that one, just to rep that WNL commentator pride. But all that's going to lead up to the end of November for those finals. So, we still have so many more athletes that are looking to qualify, and that continues today. I'm excited to see what these 5 are going to be able to do. And, just a few minutes, we are going to be going to a short intermission, I believe, until it is time for these competitors to attempt the challenge course.
Ocean Needs Everyone is celebrating 5 years of saving the oceans. My name's Enzo, and through Ocean Needs Everyone, I help save the ocean by doing beach cleanups, CO and mangrove plantings, making art about recycled plastic, and making films regarding the ocean's health. How can you help save the oceans at home? Well, even if you don't live near an ocean, trash can end up in there eventually, so cut down on your use of single-use plastics. If you see trash on the roads or beaches, make sure to pick it up. Use less gas-powered vehicles, fish responsibly, and help support local organizations. I started my organization when I was 12 years old because I wanted to make a difference. So remember, you're never too young to follow your dreams and make a change. Let's all save our oceans together, one piece of trash at a time.
Want to train like a pro? DGS Ninja has you covered with obstacles designed by top athletes. Kevin Carbone, Matt Bradley, Tom Alberti, and Brett Sims. Whether you're dialing in your technique at the gym or training at home, DGS Ninja equipment is built for performance, durability, and safety. Train with confidence. Train with DGS Ninja. Find obstacles, rigs, mats, and more on dgsninja.com.
Has this ever happened to you? Where's my chalk bag? Ooh, I have a solution for that. Slab chalks! You take the chalk ball, put it in the mesh pocket, zip it up, slap, and get your chalk. Slab chalks are made right here in Springdale, Arkansas at Interform, the small batch manufacturing company. We're helping our community and providing local jobs to minorities and women of diverse backgrounds. I'm Joseph Rao, Ninja Warrior, rock climber, and the CEO of Slap Chalks.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the World Ninja League Premier Series Finals over at ARK in Colorado. My name is Jamie Dayhuff, and joining me today is Samuel Burns. A few minutes ago, we wrapped up the placement course for our amateur division, and now it is time for our 5 competitors making up both of those divisions combined to run the challenge course. Challenge course, obviously, by name is meant to be challenging, so a lot of these competitors are going to need to put in their best efforts to be able to clear.
Gnarly Nate Hansen, he's been cooking with some of these obstacles they came up with. Man, I just watching the demos earlier, the demo for the challenge course blew my mind because there were so many difficult upper body obstacles. Some were very techy, and then there's also a great balance of some agility related obstacles. So I'm excited to see Nate or whoever they're going to have do the demo course. I'm excited to watch them go through it again.
Yeah, me too. They are going to have 9 obstacles, I believe, to complete on the challenge course. So just like the placement course, same obstacle count, but completely different challenges. I'm excited to see how these competitors are going to be able to tackle this, because, you know, a lot of these competitors, this is going to be their first time seeing this course in front of them, like in person. Like they might have had rule videos that they could have watched, but this is the first time they're going to be able to, you know, actually strategize, see competitors attempt the obstacles in real time, just a few feet away from them. So it's going to be really interesting to see what these competitors are going to be able to do. And with the smaller amount of competitors that we are having compete, the cutoff point is actually going to be a little bit different, because usually when you see a lot of our competitors, they are fighting for those top 4 spots. Only 4 are going to advance, but amateur females only got 1 person, and amateur male also has 4 people. So for both divisions to advance, they actually have to clear the 3rd obstacle on the challenge course, and then through that, they will be able to advance. So top 4 really doesn't matter here. It's not really competitor versus competitor. It's really just competitor versus the obstacles.
It sure is, you know, and there's still a lot of personal pride that goes into getting as far as you can into a course like this. But you brought it up, the 3rd obstacle, that is the cutoff point. You got to get past that 3rd obstacle. And a 3rd obstacle, this one, assuming it's the same as it was earlier, would be Gnarly Skate, which was pretty gnarly. It was taking out, it was a lot of retries were used on it, and I saw one individual who could not get past it. So yeah, that is going to be an interesting one to watch out for, but here's the demo.
Our demonstrator gonna need to show what's needed to be done here, what strategies are going to work and what strategies don't. And I believe here is that Gnarly Skate that we were just talking about.
Yep.
Just gotta ride that.
She made it look easy. It is not that easy to get off of.
She might actually be like a pro skateboarder. We just don't know that. That could be why she made it look so easy.
Yeah.
Like maybe her and Tony Hawk are good friends.
They very well might be. But now you got to get these swings and hang on to a couple of cliffhanger ledges here on the cliff cross ring toss, because once you get onto that ledge, you go up to the ring, and then you got to slide it on down with a couple of hurdles to hop over. Now the UFO invasion. I like this pumpkin-looking hold.
Yeah, don't try and eat it, though. It's not an edible kind of pumpkin. You know, I coached at my gym. We have banana holds at my gym. There was this one kid, like I gotta say it was like 2 years ago by this point, who saw a banana hold and, you know, tried to eat it. Like, actually, like, put his teeth onto it. And I was like, so just be warned, when you're hanging on, like, food holds, they are not actually food. You cannot eat that.
Yeah, I don't think a real banana is going to hold up much weight, but look at Nate Hansen here. He is going through the talon traverse. This is the craziest obstacle to me. You got to grab these talons and then hook them into these little slots. It's a very technical obstacle. It requires so much focus, precision, hand-eye coordination, and all that coupled with insane grip strength.
Yeah, very reminiscent of both the Iron Maiden and the Northwest Passage that have not been featured on the show in a very, very long time. These skills, not ones that are very frequently tested, but it also has some kind of operation upsides with the cane tech. So these competitors are really getting to make sure that they have their A game here, as that's the second to last obstacle. So even after that point, they still got a few more obstacles left to do. Lock-in is their next challenge for them.
I like lock-in. I like the way you climb up this ladder here. You're able to use your feet to get a little support, and then you lock it in right there. Once that ladder is set in place, you got to go out to the bar here, swing around, and then you're on to Dungeon of Doom, where you got to go right back where you came from. And there you can see the buzzer on the right side. It's actually hanging down from the top, so you got to reach up to hit the buzzer. Not the most common way to hit a buzzer, but that's how you complete the challenge course right there.
Yeah, that course is going to be very, very, very hard to complete. A lot of these players are going to need to make sure that they bring their A game, because a lot of these obstacles, they get harder as they progress. So if you are starting to feel your hands hurt on the cliff cross ring toss, that is not going to be good, especially for some of these later obstacles. Dungeon of Doom is exclusively those vertical spikes. So really going to make sure that they have a lot of grip strength left in the tank, really resting where it is necessary. Alongside that, they have the time limit to worry about too. In Premier Series, we have seen the time limit be a little bit of a silent killer for our competitors. We've seen competitors take too long to rest, and it's caught up to them as they get later on into the course. But one of the coolest things about the challenge course here at the WNL is that they're actually going to be able to be given retries on some obstacles. So, say one of our competitors fails the first obstacle quad step in, they are going to be given a chance to reattempt that obstacle. And if on their second attempt they clear it, they're good to go. They're able to advance on to the next obstacle just like nothing ever happened. But if they fail on that retry, that's where their run's going to end. And that continues until you fail a third different obstacle. So, given 2 retries, those 2 retries cannot be used on the same obstacle though. So, it's going to be a little bit strategic on where you want to place those. So, say you're hanging for a little bit, caught up somewhere, it might just be best to drop off, use one of those retries, and give yourself a bit more time to just properly plan out an obstacle.
Yeah, and Nate Hansen there having to do a whole another obstacle course just to reset the Talon Traverse, but that is going to be a fun obstacle to watch. You know, I saw there was only one teen female earlier today. She was able to get through the Talon Traverse, which I was very impressed with. I don't think that I could ever even get close to something like that. But let's see what's going to come with all of our 5 competitors here today.
And we've said this earlier, but this is just the second event of our division. We have one more event after this. So as soon as the challenge course for our amateur division is done, it's going to be time for our league competitors. These are going to be the best of the best who are going to be attempting this course, but that's still a little bit far away. We still got 5 amazing runs left. And alongside that, this is still the very, very much the early days of the Premier Series. We still got a few more months left to qualify before it is time for the series to end. So we've seen a lot of competitors, the best not even run yet. Again, I've said this so many times today, it could truly be anyone's game for who is going to advance.
And that's what blows my mind, because when we talk about the best of the best, the athletes that I've already seen between this weekend, the previous weekend, there's just some insane skills out there. And right now, Ray Richardson going on the challenge course. We know the mark to beat for her to advance to the finals.
Yeah, and it's going to be getting through that third obstacle, the gnarly skate. So, gotta be able to get there. So, just making sure that she is going as far as she's able to. Got a good grab on each of those quick ledges. And now it's just not
She's looking
left.
good.
Able to get it, but now
All right.
It is. The obstacle that matters more than anything else. The gnarly skate.
I love this. Oh, look at the balance. Okay, using her arms very wisely there. This is where I saw someone get stuck here before.
Ooh,
this is a difficult position to be in. You really want to go right for the beam. Yeah, she's going to take her retry. Now she knows what to do.
And that's a very smart move. If you are not familiar with the tech, it's a good idea to, just use one of those retries to get yourself familiar and then really execute on attempt number 2. So, got herself onto it. Gonna need to go for it immediately. What's the plan? Got it! And towards the
There we go.
Okay. So, Ray Richardson, the first, and actually the only amateur female who is going to be advancing. Now, up next, going to be a very tricky balance obstacle. Unfortunately, not able to get through it. And having an obstacle like that, 2 balance obstacles in a row actually is very, very difficult because a lot of competitors have a lot of skills like leaning in one area. It's very hard to see a well-balanced athlete. Balance obstacles, having 2 in a row is very, very, very daunting. So, what has she learned here on attempt number 2? Can she get through? Ooh! Unfortunately, those topple over. She's not able to get through, but still, a very, very good run here from Ray Richardson. Able to get to where she needed to, and that's going to advance her into bonus in a few months. So, it was still a very, very good run.
I love the way that she handled that gnarly skate. Just kind of realizing that first try didn't go well, getting right off of it. Domino effect, though, like you said, back-to-back balance obstacles, it's going to take a lot out of you. And you need a lot of speed, precision, and body control to get through that one. But that leads us on to our 4 amateur males.
Rob Richardson will be our first of them to run. Going to be the oldest competitor in this division, who's going to be competing at 64 years of age for season 10. Now, something cool about the amateur division that I talked about a little bit earlier is that this is actually a combination of divisions that were previously divided for the regular season. This makes up the entire young adult, and masters division. So these competitors are truly a wide range of age groups. Rob Richardson doing very, very good so far, having great.
Look at that swing.
Perfect right there. Able to just land so calmly onto that first board, but now has to stick those hands onto the sides there. And now just one more transition left before it's time for gnarly skate. This is where that's going to be the first obstacle that truly matters here. What's the plan here? Able to land onto it just perfectly. And now here we go. This is the obstacle that really matters here, coming out of Albuquerque and New Mexico.
Rob Richardson, he's looking very strong with the upper body, but we saw a balance obstacle take him out on the placement course. He's going to need a retry.
Now, he kind of stepped a little bit in a bad spot there. Almost went into a little bit of the splits there if he stayed on any longer. So, what has Rob Richardson learned here for attempt number 2? What skills could he apply to get himself onto it? Gotta go straight for it.
Oh, no.
Rob Richardson, unfortunately, is not able to get through that obstacle. Landed just on the side, and it's not fully attached to the ground. It's free moving. So, it just tilted off one side and then couldn't stay on.
I talk a lot about hand-eye coordination for a lot of these grip strength, techie obstacles, but when you get down to that foot coordination, that lower body, your feet are pretty far away from your eyes, and man, it can be really tough to keep things balanced there, and you're seeing the difficulty of that gnarly skate already with our amateurs. But now, this guy, Ethan, you've been singing his praises, and let's see how he does.
So far, doing really, really good. I like what I'm seeing here, just floating onto each of those little tiny cliff ledges. Such a thin place to grab, not a lot of room to grab. What's he going to do here? Perfectly done there. And that's going to be the first person out there able to get through that obstacle as well. We are seeing a great run so far. Been on the course for a little over 30 seconds. Already through 4 obstacles onto this halfway point here with this brutal 5th obstacle right here. The cliff cross ring toss.
He's looking good on these ledges right now. Ethan gets to that ring. Now he's got to throw it on down this pole. He's staying in good control. Now can he get this dismount? He's got to recenter his body a little bit.
Generate that swing. Got it there.
There he goes.
Okay. And now entering this back
chalk up
right here. We got these UFOs. This third one's going to be the real challenge here. No lip and also a lot wider. So going to need to land perfectly in the center here. These obstacles, these UFOs are so hard to catch. And we see it right there.
Oh, come on, Ethan.
It is so hard to be able to land on those in the center consistently. Ethan Alvarez going to have to use his first reach right here. So now it's going to be a learning experience. He has to figure out what worked and what didn't here for attempt number 2. Going to static out to that pumpkin. And now got to go a little bit sideways here to grab onto this final UFO. What will he be able to do here? Oh, spinning all around.
He's spinning.
Got to get off that pumpkin soon enough. Able to
there
get
he goes.
Perfectly done. And now just a short slide away to that dismount platform. Got to be able to land it first.
Get that swing.
Perfectly
Look
done.
at that. Great use of the retry right there from Ethan. A lot of strength used up on that obstacle, but he was able to get through it. Now he is on to the very, very tough Talon Traverse. Starting off with this rope. Hopefully he can get his legs involved soon. There we go.
And that's going to take a lot of the pressure off of those arms. He's been having a lot of grip-heavy obstacles, and you can see him shaking out his arms, trying to make sure that he is in a perfect place to be able to attempt this. This obstacle is so incredibly daunting, and looks like we're going to be seeing him attempt just his right side of the pegs.
Yeah.
Got pegs on both sides, but going with one, it's very smart. So that way, you're not really having to exude a lot of energy swinging from side to side. Just got to focus on going down and then going up. And
he got those two in there really quick.
Those are beautiful right there. Having those arms perfectly bent here And now gotta bring them around so that they're in a little bit of a heart shape. And now the ascent. That's where the lock-offs are going to be truly tested here, because what will he be able to do here?
Good turn, but his arms are straightening out. He's going to have to get back up there. It's really tough to go up here.
He has
Ethan
them stacked on top of each other. Get it? Ooh!
Oh, no.
And,
hopefully he's got a bit of an idea for the technique there, but look at our... Shout out to the course designers just climbing around, getting that obstacle reset.
Climbing up after attempting 6 brutal obstacles is so difficult. Ethan Alavride has got only 50 seconds left, so if he wants to be able to clear, not only does he have to beat this obstacle, but he's also got to be perfect on the final 2 obstacles. He's utilized every single one of his retries, so no matter where he fails, if he falls, that's going to be it for his run. Got to be perfect here. 30 seconds are left. What's the technique here? Got one planted.
So going, grab one, grab the next. The real key is trying to get to that upward part as fast as you can to conserve your energy and save your strength. But Ethan taking quite a bit of time going down here.
Wants to unhook that top one.
10 seconds.
Unhook the bottom one, but having trouble now trying to unhook it.
Yeah.
You have to bring those hips up so that way you're able to get that leeway, but not going to have a lot of luck here. Times looks like it's, gonna run out of him, unfortunately. Ethan Alavride is going to be the first victim of the time here for our amateur division. Was moving so incredibly throughout this entire course, and that gnarly skate was so incredibly smooth.
Perfect technique.
Had
perfect technique
no
right
signs
there.
of struggle at all. Just stood on it. Like, if you would have not known that was a moving skateboard from the way it literally looked like he was just standing on a stationary platform. But now
he was very clean. 2 left, Kieran Yuan and Sebastian Stokes. Sebastian, the only one who actually got through the placement course and hit the buzzer. I would love to see someone hit the buzzer here on the challenge course. I know that's not a requirement to get to Modus right now for the Premier Series finals, but still, there's got to be a lot of personal achievement and your own goals that will lead you to want to hit that buzzer. So right now, let's see what Kieran's able to do. I love the angle on these shelves right here too, like those ledges, the way they're angled. It's so fun.
Balance perfectly done.
Beautiful.
Now, these top 2 competitors for our amateur males, they were incredibly strong when it came to Lachey's. So we're going to see some of those here. Perfect right there. And you can
look at that.
So incredibly confident here as he's onto those tiny little cliff ledges, just 3 centimeters in length usually, but able to get through it as if they were full, if they were 5 inches thick. That's incredible to see. Just the amount of skill these competitors have in just their fingertips. And got this next one perfectly there. Got the center of it. And now it's just the dismount left. Got to reroute that swing. And that's exactly what he's done on those free swinging platforms. That is so difficult. But you would not have known that 3 obstacles left and 3 minutes left to do it. He is in a great position.
The speed is really paying off right now. Now he has a little bit of time to rest, recover, chalk up, and get ready for the Talon Traverse, which is really it's been a brick wall for our competitors throughout the day. Such a difficult obstacle to get through. It's so taxing, so precise. But Kieran is taking his time before taking on this very daunting obstacle. And here he goes. Time to grab onto that rope.
Perfectly there. I like that he locked his legs almost immediately into that rope. Not really been hanging for as long as someone like Ethan, but still very, very good to conserve the grip strength where you can. And he's placing those talons as far down as they can go as well, so that way doesn't have to, make any unwanted transitions. But now it's going to be the challenge of getting to the talons, dangling just by one hand here. Shook his head a little bit. Might not be looking too confident here.
I like that he kept his leg on the rope for a long time while setting up the talons as well. So very smart there to conserve a little more energy. But he's made it to where Ethan was at, and now he's gone past it. Okay.
And those arms
wow, what kind of reach across the body?
Wow. And now one stacked on top of the other. Can he get it? There we go. Able to get it right there after a few
What
misses.
a save from Kieran. Oh, he can't reach the bar.
Big reach up. Perfect.
There he goes.
And now gotta
Oh
reach
my
down, got the
goodness.
clear. And with a minute 24 left, there's a very good chance he's able to clear. He will be able to retry both of these obstacles if he fails, given the fact that he has been perfect from this point. And you can see Nate Hansen there telling him what the best technique is a little bit. So, gotta get up here and lock it in.
Oh. There he goes. Locked it in real quick.
Into that bar as well. Gotta bring both hands to it. It is just one
Nice.
transition left here. How much does he have left in the tank? On these vertical spikes after 8 obstacles. Gets
Oh,
that
he's
buzzer.
doing it. Let's go,
Perfect.
Kieran.
With a time of 3 minutes and 11 seconds, Kieran Yuan is the first competitor of the amateur division to be able to secure a clear. Great job to him. It was so smooth, a perfect run.
Just looking at this, the saves he had on the talent traverse, he got his arm reaching across his body, twisted up. He managed to correct that, missed that bar on the first go for it, and then was able to pull through. Didn't even need any retries on any obstacles as well. So that was as good as it can get from Kieran Yuan. Congratulations to him hitting that buzzer and definitely earning that shot at Modus. He's going to be one to watch for sure.
Yeah, these challenge course clears are very, very hard to come by. It is so hard to see competitors being able to defeat some of these courses because so many of them are so incredibly brutal. Like Kieran Yuan, you would not know the brutality from that. He made that look so incredibly easy, like so incredible. About 49 seconds were left on the clock by the time he hit that buzzer. So he honestly could have been rested for a little bit longer, but didn't really need all the rest in the world. Was able to just go with so much time left. One competitor is left for us to see for our amateur division, and it was the sole clear from the
That's right,
placement course. Sebastian Stokes. He has a chance to have a perfect day here at ARK, hitting both buzzers, being the only one in the amateur division to do so. But again, this challenge course, we have seen 3 fails on it and 1 clear. So statistically speaking, it is not looking good for Sebastian, but still has had the ability to see what the previous 4 competitors have done by placing first in the placement course. What has he done? And look at this, linking each of those transitions. So incredibly strong, and now balance these next 2 obstacles. It'll be a little bit of a detour for him. Oh! Has to use a retry.
He stepped off at the wrong spot. You gotta step off onto that there's a little pole right there at the end of the mat, which is where you have to land, and he looked like he came up short of it.
So this is where the retry is really gonna matter. Can he get it? Oh no!
No, Sebastian
Stokes unable to get it. The last competitor to attempt the course, you can see he's really upset about that. And as are we. We were expecting great things from him, but it's gonna be the gnarly skate taking out another competitor just like it has been, proving problems every single day. Could not place his feet on the pole, and these balance obstacles are so brutal, and I don't think that's not enough to advance them.
That is a shame. Sebastian Stokes looking so strong, so much talent, but only 15 years old. He's got a long career ahead of him, hopefully. If he sticks with ninja competitions, I expect great things from someone like Sebastian, but that just shows you that gnarly skate. You watch Ninja, you watch all these upper body obstacles, all these insane grip techniques, moving talons around and all that, but then sometimes it's just trying to stay balanced on your own 2 feet that'll get you.
On the screen right now are the 4 competitors who competed in the amateur male division. Kieran Yuan, Ethan Alavrides are the only 2 who made it to the 4th obstacle minimum, and I believe that will make them the only competitors who will actually be advancing to Modus. So unfortunately, for the Premier Series, we're going to have to unfortunately say goodbye for now, at least for Sebastian Stokes and Robertson, unless they are competing in any other qualifiers for the Premier Series. Kieran, Ethan, the only 2 from this division who are going to be advancing. But for amateur females, we had a 100% success rate for them. The only one of them to attempt the course, Ray, was able to advance by being able to complete the gnarly skate.
Absolutely. She went on the next obstacle, the domino effect, which was another balance obstacle, but she was able to get past gnarly skate. She didn't get on her first try, took the retry and was able to knock it out. But still, you're seeing that the gnarly skate is what it came down to for our competitors today. The third obstacle, that was the goal, to get past that one. Not everyone could do it, and it's a shame to see that. But for those who did get by, congratulations to you. Well-deserved advancing to those Modus Premier Series finals.
Now, if you thought this course was hard, the elite competitors are going to be starting off soon enough. And honestly, I'm excited to see what the gnarly skate's going to look like for them there. They are going to be starting in a few minutes, obviously a little bit past that 5:30 mark right now. We're going to probably take a few more minutes until it is time for them to run, but it is going to be an incredible event for them. The elites are going to be the best of the best, and the Mike's going to be an elite competitor, and so D. Ferrari Wilson, there we go. So a lot to be excited for, both on and off the course. It's going to be an incredible weekend as we close out the WNL Premier Series 3 qualifiers over at ARK with the elites. But until then, this has been the amateur division. It's been a very, very fun division.
Absolutely, and there's still a lot more action to come in the following weeks, I know, which is what I'm excited about, that the action is not over.
Yeah, this is going to actually be the last division in September. That's going to be located in the United States. Next week, we are heading to France. And then after that, we're going to have a qualifier in Canada. But all of October, the qualifiers, they're going to be all in the United States. And we're going to have those 4th and 5th, 18th and 19th. There's going to be a little bit of a week break in between. And then the last weekend of October at the Dexterity Depot. And the final qualifier for the season is actually going to be the sole one that's going to be in the UK, which will be that first weekend of November. And all this is leading up to those Premier Series finals, which we were able to see 3 out of the 5 amateur competitors who competed today get themselves awarded the ability to compete. So I am personally going to be very excited to see what those competitors are going to be able to do, of course, at Lee's Summit in Missouri at Modus Ninjas.
Absolutely. It's going to be a great time. So I also wanted to mention real quick, Ninja is a great way for people to get off the couch and do a little bit of physical activity and have fun with it. But for those who don't mind staying on the couch a little bit longer, I've been hosting my own course, Halo Ninja Warrior, for almost 13 years now. Yeah, so if you ever want to check it out, if you want to compete, see what it's all about, you can go on over to the YouTube channel, Halo Ninja Warrior. Tournament 29 episode 2 just came out yesterday, so you can watch the episodes up there, go all the way back to 2012 when I started hosting. But if you ever want to compete, checking out that YouTube channel is the way to go.
Yeah, and those broadcasts are very, very fun. I've been a fan of that series since around 2017, so I'm a pretty good person to say that's a pretty quality series if I've been watching for that long.
Well, thank you. But no, this is a great time. Shout out to all the incredible athletes that we've seen so far at ARK Ninja. But we still have the elites coming up right after this.